Hello, everyone. Welcome to EDUU 609. I'm your professor, Dr. Kimberly Green. I prefer to go by Dr. K, please. Save Dr. Green for when you're in trouble and you need it. I have a terrible cold, so please excuse me if I sound a little nasally. I am so excited. I love this course. I truly have a passion for curriculum design. I've designed at least, oh my stars, six, eight different Brandman University courses and several for other universities as well. I am full time faculty. I was the founding director for Brandman Center for Instructional Innovation and really enjoyed that, but I missed teaching, so I've come back to full time faculty, associate professor. My doctorate is in educational technology and leadership from Pepperdine University. So I am a wicked raging geek and proud of it. My expectations that you should have for me, and then mine for you. You should have for me. I will respond to your emails within 48 hours at the latest. Usually it's right away. iPhone glued to the hip. Yes, I'm a wicked geek with every iPhone, the iPad, multiple computers. If you send me an email and I haven't responded within 48 hours, I didn't get it. So please resend again. I am very present in my courses. I am a hardcore social constructivist and I walk that talk. So in our threaded discussions, we have a Wednesday night deadline. No, and don't worry about the times. It says 11:59 p.m. Wednesday night Pacific time. That's just get it in by Wednesday. Thursday morning after I take the kid to school, then I will be looking. So, okay, but the times are there because there's always someone going, "Wait, I need clarification. I need clarification." Oh, okay, here's clarification. Get it in before you go to bed Wednesday night. So it's there Thursday morning when I go to look for your first prompt. Now, I just told you I'm a wicked social constructivist, and I'm telling you your expectations for me. You can expect that I really will be reading everything you guys post in those threaded discussions. They're hugely important to me from my perspective of what is crucial in the learning process. So you can expect that I will be there, and there may be a lot of messages coming to you just one on one because there's that email functionality in the discussion boards. I will not be taking over, but I will be reading everything, guiding, facilitating, supporting, asking questions, throwing in midweek curveballs, the whole 9 yards. So my expectations for you are very parallel to mine that you should have for me. Again, sorry, I really don't feel well. Number one, you have to be present in the class throughout the whole of the week. A Brandman week is a Monday through a Sunday. So yes, the week closes at the very end of Sunday night, but best practices for adults and for younger students, but I'm going to focus on you guys because you're adults, is consistent engagement in cognition throughout the week rather than one long, ugly, painful cram session. Chunk out your work throughout the week. An hour on Monday, maybe half an hour on Tuesday, 45 minutes to an hour on Wednesday, maybe take Thursday off, just a little bit in the morning on Friday, and then over the weekend. You will be engaging, and by engaging I mean affectively, behaviorally, and cognitively with your head, with your heart, with your hands, 10 to 14 hours a week in this course. That is what is expected for a 3-credit master's course, 10 to 14 hours per week. Now that's all in. That includes the reading, the hour to hour and a half in the threaded discussions you should plan on spending, other engagement activities, and thinking and reflecting time. 10 to 14 hours. Please chunk it out, because if you wait and try and do it all on a weekend, you're going to hate it. You will not be present instead of actually being there with yourself, affectively, behaviorally, and cognitively. You'll just be racing to get it done. Please don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your peers. We all learn better in an environment where there is authentic engagement amongst peers as well as the facilitator. And again, your learning won't be as meaningful and robust. Own your learning. Be responsible for it. If you have any problems, use the course student lounge, use the discussion boards, and email me. I promise you, with my hand on my heart, I'm from Iowa, I really am that corny, I mean it. I will support you in your learning process in any way I possibly can, because my number one goal is for you to be a success in your own learning process of attaining the skills, knowledge, understanding of this course, the CLOs, in a fashion that is meaningful and transferable. Doesn't matter if you get an A in this course if you can't go out and do your voodoo out in the real world, right? I will say these things to you when I'm asking you questions about your course designs, your unit designs, and this is how I work. I've designed a lot of stuff. I love designing, but I take it very seriously. It's a responsibility. The students are there to learn and use and acquire and grow. Their job is not to fit the structure that I've designed. My job is to design learning that draws students in so they are motivated to stay engaged and do the work and recognize how they're learning through the work, even when it's tough. It's Seymour Papert says hard fun. That's okay. Hard fun is good. When we get into more social learning theory and we talk about activity theory, that frustration, that I don't get it, I'm failing, this isn't coming together, that's part of the learning process. If it's all chick, chick, easy breezy, step, 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 guess what? You're not really learning anything you're going to own. You're just kind of memorizing and taking stuff in. The stuff that requires you to push yourself, that's the stuff that you really do meaningfully own. And in this course, there's a lot of work. I don't make any bones about that. But it's all good stuff. There is no filler. Everything is here to scaffold your learning in a fashion that you are engaged and you get out of it stuff that you really have a purpose to use, to want to use, to learn more about. Okay, so basically, I expect to see you in the course. Threaded discussions, our first post is always due Wednesday night. And then a minimum of 2 more meaningful response posts. Use the rubrics. Every rubric in this course is there to guide your learning. Not just so you know what you have to do to get the A. Forget the A. Focus on your learning and the A will come. All right, again, sorry, I really don't feel good, but hey, this is important. And I truly look forward to working with you. So now let's do a quick walk through the course itself, and then you'll be ready to send me an email and introduce yourself. Okay, hang on, here we go. So when we log in, we always land on the announcements page. Look to the left and you see the left-hand nav bar, all the individual buttons. At the top we have Start Here and then Course Information. Please go through those before you go anywhere else in this course. In Course Information, you will find the crucial documents that are relevant to this course, such as Bio and Expectations. And you'll find the syllabus, you'll find the course at a glance, you'll find the late work policy, and there's more as you scroll down. But please take your time going through the syllabus, the course at a glance, my bio, everything in this folder you should truly focus on, because it will help you understand the philosophy, the different assignments, the breakout of the work, and really get yourself ready to be successful in this course. So let's go over to the left-hand nav bar. Notice we've got each individual week has its own button, content area on the left-hand nav bar, its own red button. And let's go into week 1 so you get a sense of how the content inside each week is organized. Every week will start with the CLOs, so you're very clear what the focus is. Under the CLOs, there's a folder, Assignments, Activities. Note that on this folder, you have the week at a glance, copied and pasted. It's the same information on your course at a glance, but for this week. But you have to go inside this folder to actually get to the different activities, assessments, and specific instructions. So let's start with a wiki. In week 1, you've got several wikis. You click the word view, the hot linked word view, to enter into the wiki. Remember, the word wiki is actually a Hawaiian word meaning quick. And the whole point of a wiki is that you can quickly alter, edit, add to a web page without learning any code. That's what a wiki allows us to do. Now you see inside introductions, inside this wiki, there's a chart. And my stuff's there, but you're asked to add your own information to this chart. Well, how do you do that? The two things you have to remember with the wiki are edit and save. Edit and save. Edit is in the upper right-hand corner. When you click it, you need to then wait a moment, and you will get a toolbar that will look a lot like Microsoft Word. So bold, italics, add a link. Bottom row is where you've got most of the interactive stuff. Add a link, upload a file, and eventually, hang on, we're almost there. Upload, insert a photo, right? Upload file you'll do in a different activity. Insert a picture. That's what you want to do here. But again, whatever you do, when you're done, you must click save and or save and exit. Save if you're going to keep working, it's a good idea to do, but save and exit if you do not save your work, it will be gone. The wiki does not hold any shadow of any work that was not saved. So working in a wiki, you click edit, wait for the toolbar, and then when you're done, click save. All right? So again, we're looking at the basic structure of a week. Inside our week, CLOs, then the assignments, activities, folder with the week at a glance on it, and below that, be aware, optional resources. This is a great folder now, 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. In a perfect world, all of the things in the optional resources folder would have been assigned because they're great and they're worth your time, but we understand there is reality and people like to sleep and eat and actually see their families. So if you cannot go through these resources because you don't have time, at the very least download them or save those video links as bookmarks. Everything here is worthy of your time. Now let's look at something a little different. In week 4, instead of having a midterm exam, you have a choice book wiki activity. In week 1, you're asked to select your choice book, whether it's the big picture, the Sabertooth curriculum, or emergent curriculum in the primary classroom. You pick one of those 3 books. You read that book, and then in week 4, remember this takes the place of a midterm, in week 4, by the end of week 4, you should have gone into the wiki for your book and posted your name and then an artifact which serves as like a sales pitch to your peers. Why should your peer read this book? So a PowerPoint, a video, whatever you want to do. You will post it inside the chart on your wiki page. And again, remember who your audience is. It's your peers in this class who did not read that book. So you cannot make any assumptions that the person knows anything about it. You need to explain what the book is, who the intended audience is, what you got out of it, how it serves teachers, maybe teachers of different age levels, right? But notice over on the right, there's an area for comments from a peer. The final part of this activity is that you then need to go into the 2 wikis for the books you did not read and leave one meaningful comment to one of those peers. You need to go into the 2 wikis of the books you did not read, look at one of the sales brochures, artifacts, whatever is posted there, and then leave meaningful feedback for that one that you read. Got it? Any questions? Don't worry, we'll get there in week 4. Now in week 2, we have the one required whole class meeting, synchronously. You have 3 options to choose from, but in week 2, you must meet online with your professor and your peers. Again, you have 3 meetings to choose from. There's the wiki in week 2. You click view to enter, and then you can please sign up for whichever of the 3 scheduled meeting times you would like to meet. Only one of the 3. Okay, I will run the meeting 3 times to ensure that there are different times and dates, but please sign up as soon as possible. Also note that week 2 is when we start working on our journal blogs. Now, why is it called journal blogs as opposed to journal or blog? Well, it's kind of a combination of the 2. Typically, a journal is considered private, only for the individual or the individual and the professor. And a blog is usually a web log that's out to the whole world. Well, here we're keeping a journal blog that is open to the whole class. And you'll note every week 2 through 8, after you do your own blog post, you are asked to read the post of a peer and please leave meaningful feedback for that person. Please choose someone different every week. We have 18 students in the class, and we'll be doing this for 7 weeks. Okay, so please don't keep going to the same person over and over again. Where are your journal blogs? There is a separate button on the left-hand nav bar. You click to go in, and you will see that, as we've done with other things, we're using a wiki for this. Each student already has a weblog journal page built out for them. There's a chart with everyone's name on it. And all you have to do is click on your name to go to your page. Now there's also an example student, and we'll go there in a second, so I'll show you. You will post on your page using edit, then type, and then save. But when you make a comment for your peer, please don't write on his or her page. Use the comments below, right? Don't do the edit for this. If you're commenting on your peer, look down. There's the spot to leave a comment. So it's pretty self-explanatory. All right, you write on your page, but for a peer, you use the comment section. Now in week 5, you're going to have your second synchronous meeting, but this will only be a one-on-one meeting with a peer. You will find a partner. You will sign up on the wiki inside week 5, so I know everybody's covered. And you will individually work on your appropriate use of data presentations. You will upload it to the wiki inside week 5. Then, when it's time for you to meet, you will download your partner's PPT, your partner will download yours, and using the telephone, you'll be able to walk each other through the presentation, formally give your presentation. You two will decide what time you're meeting, what date you're meeting. If you really want to use Adobe Connect, shoot me an email and I'll make it happen. But people seem to be totally fine using the telephone for this, so let's go with that unless you request otherwise. From week 5, we go into the assignments and activities folder in week 6. Here we have a jigsaw activity. This is actually a lot of fun. It is a team activity, but within your team, you each have an individual responsibility. So you go inside the wiki. Again, this is week 6. Click View to go inside the wiki. And inside this jigsaw wiki, there's a giant chart. Now you see your team. Here's Team A. And while every one of these people is on Team A, you can see that they have individual responsibilities by the end of the week. So everyone in Team A can post their initial bullet points over on the far right for criterion 1, 2, 3, and 4. But then by the end of the week, it's those individuals' names who are across from the numbers that are responsible for the final statement for each criterion. Got it? The whole team helps build throughout the week, but you as an individual are in charge for your specific criterion by Sunday night. Now in weeks 7 and 8, this is where all that we've learned and played with and explored and examined and discussed and debated in our first 6 weeks. In 7 and 8, it's application, demonstration of mastery, reflection. Application toward demonstration of mastery, reflection. In week 7, you have the curriculum comparative analysis paper. This is one of the signature assignments for this course. Now, you will be looking at different artifacts and comparing them. And the paper you write that is the demonstration of mastery is your comparative paper, okay? You will be comparing something you have designed against something that is being held up as exemplary. It's not about judging, it's about comparing. So under your activities and assignments folder, in week 7 and in week 8, you have an assessments folder. The assessments folder is your big red flag that says this assessment needs to be submitted via live text. In week 7 and in week 8, you have a paper. One in week 7 and one in week 8. Both of those papers get submitted via live text. Both have their assessments folder with the rubric and all the information. It explains the pre-work you need to do before you can start writing your paper. And then the rubrics, so you are clear with what needs to be in your papers. And then a reminder that those 2 papers, signature assignment papers, get submitted via live text. Now, that's in week 7 and in week 8. We have plenty of time together. You will indeed be prepared for both of these key papers. You will have peers, you will have threaded discussions, you will have personal reflection time with the blogs. You will get plenty of meaningful feedback from me. But again, if you have any questions, I am an email away. Your peers are a discussion board post away. I welcome you to class, and please enjoy the whole of this learning process. Thank you.